Oh man, I would invest in this thing so fast. What's going to eventually happen with Waymo? What they're going to eventually do, they're going to open up an app marketplace. Think about the tour bus industry. Consider that thing dead when you have autonomous vehicles here at scale. Auto manufacturers have failed to build a competitive development platform. Someone who gets platforms really, really, really well is Google. And Google has now allowed Waymo to raise outside capital to the tune of $2.25 billion. And they're expecting to add more investors. And oh man, I would invest in this thing. I would invest in this thing so fast. Oh, I would put a lot of money into this thing. Oh boy. Yes, I would. A lot of money into Waymo. Waymo is going to kill it. I mean, look at this. AutoNation said they put in $50 million. It's not even a high minimum. $2.25 billion raise. These guys put a $50 million check in. That's not that much money. So who put in money? Auto parts supplier Magna International. I bet they're like putting, they're supplying parts to Waymo. With which Waymo has an assembly deal. U.S. dealership chain AutoNation put in $50 million. I mean, which services and maintains Waymo's vehicles. And then you have the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board, genius job, Canada, and 3 large investment firms, Silver Lake, Andreessen Horowitz, no surprise, and Mubadala Investment. There's a lot of other companies that should be piling into this because what's going to eventually happen with Waymo? What they're going to eventually do, they're going to open up an app marketplace because what Waymo is doing is they're going to all the auto OEMs and they're saying, hey, do you want Waymo? Great. Put Android Automotive into your car. What's Android Automotive? Android operating system for the car or for the truck. What does Google then do? Oh, they do a thing called an app store and they let tech startups make apps for the connected autonomous vehicle. People don't understand how much money is spent on vehicles. It's trillions of dollars each year, not just to buy them. I'm just talking about to maintain them for gas, for maintenance, for upgrades, for like Airbnb for your car, like Turo and Getaround. It is literally trillions of dollars just in the United States every year. It is a boatload of money. And cars are not used 97% of the time. They're only used 3% of the time. That means they're just sitting around the other 97% of the time. I think the next mega development platform, we've spoken about this before on the show, is going to be the car. It's going to be the connected car with an operating system in it, or a truck for that matter. Same, similar situation, but you're going to have a lot of like productivity. You won't necessarily need a driver in the truck at all. In the connected car, in the autonomous car, you can have productivity apps. You can have content apps. You think about all that time that you're in the car that now you can actually do other things. And I think the other cool thing about the car is you're going to be able to have a new interaction model with the operating system. So if you think about the past mega development platforms, the internet, and then 10 years later, you had smartphones. We've now gone 10 years without another mega development platform. We've kind of seen AR, VR, and Google Glass, the Apple Watch, different things like that try and not get there. Maybe some of them will get there. They're just not there yet. You have kind of closed development platforms like with some drones, but in our language, the controlled development platform where you have an operating system, where you have a user interface to input information and data into the actual machine that is being controlled with the operating system. The car, it could have a touchscreen, but it's also going to have voice. We're already seeing the role of voice in the car. And I think there's something very beautiful that can happen when you have voice and touch. And when you can put the two together. Because if you think about all the other environments that you're in, you're not actually in a fixed, structured environment like you are in the vehicle, right? The vehicle, you can know, okay, Every vehicle is going to have voice control and some kind of touch screen display. And you can build experiences or very unique experiences for that environment. Very different than you would build an experience for the iPhone or the iPad or your tablet, where you don't know. I don't know, you're going to have voice there. Or if you just have voice, because now I have an Alexa in my home, right? So this I actually think can bring together both modalities and create really amazing, unique experiences that will be very special for the car. I think you're going to see the car led by Waymo, and I think maybe Tesla could be the iPhone version, where Tesla's going to really control that hardware software dynamic, where they're going to make sure like that voice touchscreen interaction, man, that thing is amazing. Whereas on Android in the car, different manufacturers are going to have different ways to do the voice and a different touchscreen, and the touchscreen might be a little bit wonky, and the things might not sync up exactly perfectly like we saw when Android came out. And every manufacturer is going to try and optimize for that scenario. I mean, that's what we're going towards, right? Because these auto manufacturers have failed to build a competitive development platform pre-autonomy. And they could still do it. They don't have much time left, but they could still do it around just getting access to the vehicle and all the apps and services that go in and out of the vehicle. But we'll see. Either way, someone's going to own the development platform for the car, and I think it's going to be a really great thing for the innovation economy, for startups, for the creation of new tech businesses that can now create software for all these new environments. I'll give you one example. Not only can you build better apps for like productivity or watching content or these kinds of things, but think about the tour bus industry. Consider that thing dead when you have autonomous vehicles here at scale. Why do I need to go on a tour bus when I can go basically into a car or an Uber, and then that thing is going to be on a guided tour around New York City, around Gettysburg, or fill in the blank place, and then it can speak to you and say, hey, Alex, look over here to the right. This is the Empire State, whatever. Boom, guided tours in the car, building apps. I think that's like a $10 or $20 billion industry. Autonomous vehicles. Yeah, an app, boom. Google's not going to make those apps. Tesla's not going to make those tour guide apps, but a bunch of other startups can. So there are so many different things that are going to come into fruition with this mega development platform. That is why I would drain the bank, and I would put all that money, or a lot more money than $50 million, into Waymo, especially if I'm an insurance company. I'm an insurance company and I want to sell something called auto insurance. Why aren't you putting money into this? Oh my God. I'll put money into this right away. Really interesting that Waymo's doing this. The reason why they're saying they're doing this is to give a stronger financial acumen to running the business of Waymo. Now you have external investors, and now you're going to have more accountability to run the business than if it's just kind of a blank check from Google, which is what it's gotten for a while. So it's an interesting reason as to why to do it. I still think they're saying Morgan Stanley here values the business at $105 billion. So if they raise $2.25 billion, these guys got 2% of the company. I still think it's smart. Hi, this is Alex from Winner Take All. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, and definitely make sure to join us on our next live stream.